Deja Brew Again, back for another beer review. As promised, a German beer. It's currently an Oktoberfest event at Capital Brewery. That is where I'm at right now. As usual, there'll be facts going along the wall. Usually have facts, but obviously a bit of a new location. I'm out in a bit. There's German sausages here. It's the last day of Oktoberfest, the 6th of October. Most people don't know, but Oktoberfest actually is mostly in September. It did start in October, but they moved it for weather many years ago. So, first one, I just had one of their regular core beers. I've got one of their limited edition German beers. It's a Helles, which is kind of like a lager, or it's at least as close as possible. Should be getting a bit of malt sweetness coming from it. A little bit of, I would say, barley maybe coming through, and then a dry finish. I shouldn't really be getting a crisp finish. It's very different to the Australian beers that you get here. The Germans have only 4 ingredients that go into beers. They'll be listed here. Most people think that's a purity law. It kind of is. It was also to stop people putting wheat into beers back in the 1500s, so bakers could use it to make bread when there was wheat shortages. That's literally the main reason it got started. But it was also, it had the other effect of, hey, we can't put nasty preservatives or random chemicals into it as well. And it also had maximums for price, so it sort of kept it at a certain price point that you couldn't go any higher as well. So there's 3 rules with that. The only one that still exists is the purity that most breweries go by, but you can really just do whatever you want now. So let's take a look here. He didn't pour it to the top, which is interesting. As you can see, a nice, I'd say there's a little bit of haze to that. Not too much, mostly clear, good bubble combination, great head on it. The smell is, that's salivating. Very bitter. It smells very bitter. Like the bitterness of the hops have really come through with this beer just immediately. That's the thing that comes through. I'm not really getting much malt or any fruit notes or anything like that. It really is just the bitterness of hops that's striking me. So I think this is going to be quite a bitter beer, which isn't kind of what this is meant to be. But you are meant to get like a moderate amount of bitterness. But it could just be the aroma. You never know. Let's dig in. Cheers, everyone. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, it's definitely not a crisp finish. That I can 100% give you. It has a hoppy... It starts off very good with the malt. It's a malty flavour that we don't really get in Australia. Most of it is kind of like the burnt caramel kind of flavours that we get from malt. It's a sweetness from the malt, but I wouldn't be able to really punch it to anything else. Like I wouldn't be able to exactly point to something and say, hey, this is what it tastes like. I might go in to try get what it is. Yeah. It's just kind of like a sweeter grain finish. I think that's the best way that I can describe it. There's no real fruit flavors to it at all. It then just moves straight into a lovely bitter aftertaste that just kind of lingers around, doesn't overstay its welcome, and then it just dissipates and it goes. And you could really drink this all day. Really, you could. It is delightful. It is, like I said, if you don't like your beers on the sweeter side, you wouldn't like this. It definitely has that, especially mouth sweetness to it that kind of does almost taste like an artificial sweetener. I think that's the flavour that I'm getting. It isn't quite sugar, it's kind of that salvia kind of taste when you put that into a coffee. That's probably what I'm getting. I'm not getting very much fruit. It rounds out the palate, and then you get a nice dry finish that doesn't overstay its welcome from the bitterness of the hops. So very good beer. I was kind of expecting a bit... these German beers to be a bit all over the place, but this is pretty close. This is pretty close to what you get over there. There's definitely more ingredients than the 4 that you're meant to. That's fine. We're in Australia, we're not in Germany. It's all right. They're doing their best. Plus, we've got different climates here. There's all sorts of different things that you got to do. Go with. Is it a Helles? Yeah, I think it is. I do prefer them over lagers a lot. Just because there's usually a bit more sweetness. There's usually a bit more roundness in the beer. It's not just like, oh, here's a little bit of hops and here we go. So I'm going to go one more time. the sweetness almost, I would say, now is a little bit more tangy than I originally said. I was trying to think like the real on the lower end of sour is what I would put it. Like, and I mean like a 1 out of 100 of sour, maybe 5 out of 100. What am I rating this beer? First off, what would it go well with food? Well, sausages. Let's just get some sausages already. I saw them walking in, they're looking good. Bit of sauerkraut as well, just a round amount. I wouldn't say my first beer would go with that, but this 100% would. A little bit of gravy on there. When I drink this beer, all I want is gravy. That's all I want is gravy. So I think that's going to be where it's at. What am I going to rate it? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Okay score. I'm going to go 76 out of 100. That's a good beer. It's not super great, but as a limited release, this is very, very good. They definitely put a bit of love into that. Like I said, I will probably go back and get another pint of this. So that lets you know, I think 70 to 80, when you start to push like near 80s, you start to go like, oh, I'll go back and get another. I'll go a little bit out of my way to get this beer. 80s is where like you'll go out of your way to get it. And then 90s are like, oh, we'll get on a plane to go get this beer. So yeah, hopefully the noise isn't too much, but you know, it's an event. This is what's going to happen with these things. So I can lower the mic settings down the road, so if it does come out too much. It's the first time I've really done it at a bar, so I really needed to see how it was all going to go. Anyway, that is the whole video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the live videos or when I'm out and about, let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button, it does help me out. Tell a friend. Hit the subscribe button too, that really does help. I've got 7 subscribers as of filming this video, but I'm hoping there's a bit more because I've got like 6 videos now banked, ready to go. I've obviously done 2 today. So yeah, so I'm hoping this will kind of leap off into something else. Anyway, I'm starting to get looks from people, so I'm gonna shut this off. Just enjoy my day. My brother's just around the corner, and just enjoy what beer's about. Just hanging out with friends, at least for me. And no one does it better than the Germans. They just know what they're doing. Sausages look good. I'm seeing there's some very happy kids running around here. They've got a sausage in their hand, and they're just there's nothing better when you're an 8-year-old and you're running around. You've got chock full of energy, and you've got a sausage with some bread, a little bit of onion, tomato sauce. What's more? What more do you want? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you and bye.